Congratulations and welcome to the round of the Sweet 16 of the 2020 March Metcon Madness competition. For this week, your workout is Get Hingy. It is an updated version of the February 2019 Skills Combine. It is a 6-minute time cap to find as many reps as possible of 8 hinge movements and 4 squat movements. The hinge movements will use the same weight for all 3 scale levels, 53 for male and 35 for female. The scale level movements will change. For fun, it will be deadlift. For the Gold's Fit Standard, it's going to be kettlebell swings. And for hard in the paint, it's going to be kettlebell snatches. The 4 squat movements will have different weight and different scale movements at each level. For fun, it will be goblet squats with the 53 and 35 for male and female. Gold's Fit Standard is going to be dual dumbbell front squats, 30 for male and 20 for female. Hard in the paint will be dual squat cleans with 35-pound dumbbells for male and 25 for female. Athletes will have the weight start on the ground. After 3, 2, 1 begin, they will then pick up the weight. They'll start at full hip extension. Once they are ready to begin, then they can start with their first hinge movement for fun. So deadlift, hip hinge back, stand up nice and tall, make sure full hip extension, looking straight ahead, shoulder, hips, and ankles stacked on top of each other. Comes back down, weight touches the ground, stand back up. They have 8 deadlifts. For Gold's Fit Standard, it is the kettlebell swing. If they want to start out in front of them, they can. 3, 2, 1, begin. They'll reach out, hike it back, and start their kettlebell swing. With the kettlebell swing, we want to see 2 things. First, hips fully open. Second, arm is extended and wrist the same height as the shoulder. Okay? So this would be a no rep. This would be a no rep. Wrist to the shoulder, not just the weight. The hard in the paint option is going to be the kettlebell snatch. Athletes have the option of either starting out behind the weight to hike it back for a long cycle. They could also start over the weight to pull from the ground. It is their choice. They could pull from the ground or long cycle all 8 reps. Also, how they do their 8 reps is up to them. That could be 4 on each arm. They could alternate. They could also do all 8 on one side. There is no requirement to use both hands, so they could do all 8 every round for the entire 6 minutes on just the right hand if they know they have perfect technique on that one, but not quite on the left. There's no requirements to have to use both hands. For that kettlebell snatch, when we get to that top position, we want to make sure that the elbow is fully locked out, bicep covers the ear with full hip extension at the top. Then from here, they could long cycle it down, right back up. They could also go from the ground and right back up. Their choice. Once they finish their 8 hinge movements, they'll then go into 4 squat movements. For fun, once again, goblet squats, they'll use the same kettlebell that they just had. So they will start with a full hip extension, all the way down, crease of the hips below the top of the knees, full hip extension at the top. When they're done, right back to their deadlifts. With the squat, if they need a butt ball to make sure they hit depth, athletes could use a butt ball. The Gold's Fit Standard option is going to be with dumbbells, dual dumbbell front squats, 30 for male, 20 for female. Weight will obviously have to start on the ground. Once it gets up to the shoulders and they are in that front rack position, they could then begin their squat. We just want to make sure, once again, making sure they hit depth and they have full hip extension at the top. Finally, for hard in the paint, it is going to be a dual dumbbell squat clean. For this one, the weight will have to touch the ground between each rep. We need to see a hinge and a squat mechanic when they perform it. Weight can start on the inside, it can be on the outside. Athletes will clean the weight, squat. Hip hinge back, clean the weight, and squat. A good example of a no rep for this would look like where they never truly complete the clean with full hip extension and then squat down and then stand up. We need to see that full hip extension from the clean, the squat, full hip extension from the squat. Once they finish their 4 there, they are then back to their snatches. For this combine test, athletes will pick one scale movement for both of them. So if they're doing fun for both, close fit standard for both, or hard in the paint for both. They're not allowed to mix and match. Scoring will be very simple as well. For fun, 1 point per rep. Close fit standard is 2 points per rep. Hard in the paint is 3 points per rep. So it is possible for a fun score to beat a hard in the paint score. You guys have until Sunday to submit your scores for your gym. Best of luck to everyone. See what you got.